2 weeks after the season opener in Val Thorens, round 2 of the brand new Andros Trophy is in the Principality of Andorra, but it's not always so picture perfect. High winds and snowstorms blew in on Friday, cancelling all track action. Fortunately, the forecast was correct and it improved for the weekend, and that means we were back in business. Well, let's take a look around the track now with our Val Thorens overall winner and points lead Aurelian Panis, fresh back from the World Touring Car finale in Malaysia. And you can already see how much tarmac there is coming through. We're out of the final corner here, launching down this long straight. Exit the final corner, so important. Long, fast, sinuous left-hander. Again, patches of ice already scraped away. The tarmac is coming through. And that's going to make it really tough keeping the studs in the tyres, keeping the tyres in good shape as well. Traction here really important in this first little right-hander of this sinuous S is sweet because that sets you up for all 3 corners. If you're late going in, you'll be late in all of them or give away so much time. Bright sunshine isn't helping the ice conditions either, and that means maintaining the tyre performance is going to be absolutely key to the weekend. Again, around the long final hairpin, looking for that traction all the way to the finish line. So there's a lap with Aurelian Panis. Well, could hardly be better for skiing. Possibly a little more ice would help for the ice racing here, but there is good weather to be found. So let's take a look at where we are. This is Jan Erlache, like Aurelian Panis, contesting the World Touring Car Championship in Malaysia a week earlier in driving rain and at night by the time it all finished. He won day 1 in Val Thorens, his first race win in the trophy, finished 5th on day 2. He's 2nd in the standings, and he is a man who will be in fine form all season long. Well, here is Aurelian Panis, our points leader, 9 ahead of Erlache, with 4-time champion Jean-Baptiste de Bourg 2 points further back. Now, both Panis and Erlache, and especially Panis, have got real experience as electric cars. For JV de Bourg, this is all new stuff for him, so he's learning fast. Christophe Ferrier, a former multiple electric champion, he really knows these cars inside out. This is his first season in the Premier class, 11th in the standings. These cars have a lot more get up and go than he's used to. The Ursula 2000 driver impresses, though, by setting the best time in a first qualifying session in Andorra, ahead of Benjamin Riviere and Olivier Panis, but it's only the start of a long day, and no chance of mistakes being forgiven here in Andorra. The racing will all be in a single day's event. In the motorcycle class, Sylvain Dabert took both wins in Val Thorens, grabbing an obvious points lead. He's 16 ahead of the reigning champion Maxime Emery and Vivien Gonnet. Record series winner Dabert, with 8 championship titles against Emery's 5, is looking well set for a great season. But it's never certain in the bike class, and the battle will be intense here in Andorra. Even more than the cars, these guys are going to struggle to deal with the bare tarmac patches. They need the ice. They need the ice for grip, for consistency, and for balance. Cars on the grid now for the Elite Super Final. They're down there somewhere, honestly, in the murk and the mist. Points leader Stefan van Tyer is the man on pole position, car number 12. Alongside him, Sylvain Poussier, the number 5 Peugeot 208 on row 2. Gérard Fontenelle, car number 6. And alongside him, Julien Febreux, the number 8 Audi. Jeremy Sahi is on row 3, along with Nathan Biel. Well, conditions are not great. As you can see, lots of snow coming down. That's not going to help the ice. It's not going to help visibility either. And these guys will also have to keep their machines in good nick for the Elite Pro crews who are going to be using them once they have finished. At least that's the plan. Now, because of the weather and the track conditions, the officials have decided this will be a 4-lap race. You can see the counter on the right-hand side of the shot there, so just 4 laps here. So 5-second board is given. Away they go. Good start from Stefan Van Tyer. Not a very good start from the red car of Jeremy Sahi. Nathan Biel gets in front of him for 5th position. Front row, Stefan Van Tyer, Sylvain Poussier still first and second. Blue car, João Fontenelle in 3rd. And in the Audi Sport colours, the white with the yellow, Julien Febreux in 4th position. There's the number 11 car, Nathan Biel, right up behind Febreux. Jeremy Sahi in the red car got just left at the start here. Sliding out wide, Julien Febreux. And Nathan Biel can't get by. Look at the number 6 car, João Fontenelle, inside Sylvain Poussier. Couldn't get there either. Stefan Van Tyer starting to pull away immediately. Sylvain Poussier in 2nd place. João Fontenelle pushing him all the way. Julien Febreux in 4th. Oh, through comes Jeremy Sahi, gets ahead of Nathan Biel. Biel got onto the tarmac too much there, just slid out wide. The studs don't dig into the tarmac the way they do into the ice. They don't dig into the tarmac at all, in fairness. Hitting the snowbank, Van Tyer and Poussier and Fontenelle trying to get alongside. Really tough to try and pass through the S's here. And Fontenelle all over the back of Sylvain Poussier. Looks like the Renault Zoe is the quicker of the 2 cars at the moment, but he just can't get by the Peugeot. Trying to get the drive on the exit. Stefan Van Tyer getting away as this battle rages on behind him. Poussier, black, white and green. Fontenelle in blue. Fontenelle side by side, but just a little too much of a drift coming out the final corner. So starting lap 3. And João Fontenelle trying everything to get by Sylvain Poussier for 2nd place. Stefan Van Tyer is gone, isn't he? And then Julien Febreux still in 4th place in his Audi. Just caught a quick glimpse of him ahead of Jeremy Sahi and Nathan Biel. And a drift out wide again from Sylvain Poussier. There's Jeremy Sahi, the red and grey car, all over Julien Febreux. It looks like he's closing, but they're just using different cornering lines. Same as the battle for 2nd. Sylvain Poussier ahead of João Fontenelle. And João Fontenelle again looking very close. 1 to go. Stefan Van Tyer, if he doesn't crash, will win this. But who is going to take 2nd? Big slide from Sylvain Poussier, and João Fontenelle is right inside. Fontenelle didn't get the drive he needed there, but João Fontenelle right inside, there's contact, and off goes Poussier. Left the door open too long, João Fontenelle into the side of him. And that was from the side on. Fontenelle up to 2nd. Julien Febreux went through for 3rd in the Audi. So Stefan Van Tyer is going to lead all the way to the checkered flag. But behind him, the blue car, João Fontenelle, closing him right down. If there was another lap or 2, there might be a real battle for victory, but the checkered flag is out. Stefan Van Tyer taking the win from João Fontenelle and Julien Febreux 3rd. The red car, Jeremy Sahi in 4th. Nathan Biel in 5th position. So tough break for Sylvain Poussier. He was drifting out wide time after time, and eventually João Fontenelle got alongside him. And that was all she wrote. He got through, Sylvain Poussier didn't, as they came into the S's here, and that was the end of it for Poussier. He just didn't have enough room with Fontenelle inside him. Well, let's ride on board with Julien Febreux. Just in front of us is Gérard Fontenelle. We saw what it looked like from the outside, and this is from the inside. Speed in kilometers an hour. It's not extreme, but this is ice and frozen tarmac. And all you hear is the noise of the car and the tyres and studs and the ice and slush flying up underneath. No engine noise from the electric powertrain. See how busy the driver is on the steering wheel. throttle and brake dancing around, getting the car penduluming side to side. Battle for second place just in front of us, easing away from Nathan Biel and Jeremy Sahi's battle for fifth. And see the side windscreen wipers as well, the side window wipers. These cars often spend a lot of time sideways, and it's important to have visibility around the long hairpin. Winding on and off the lock as the grip comes and goes. And then down through the S's. That was a long first corner that tightens up. Wait, have to be patient. And he is very slowly closing in on the battle in front, but you can see the blue car of Gerald Fontenelle constantly at all sorts of different angles from Sylvain Poussier. There for the first time, you see Poussier drifting a little too wide, and Gerald Fontenelle got alongside in the blue car, couldn't quite make the pass down into the first corner. It's all fast and ferocious stuff, isn't it? Lock on, lock off. Understeer now, lots of understeer, now oversteer. And again into the S's. The blue car of Gerald Fontenelle is all over Sylvain Poussier for second place. Poussier sliding out wide, and Fontenelle seems to have a little bit more grip. Following him through the S's. Final hairpin awaits, and it's here really where it starts to move. Fontenelle there, you can see he's inside Sylvain Poussier, almost level again. Down the front straight, Poussier finds a little bit more traction, just pulls ahead. Then we sweep around this long, tightening first corner. Oversteer, understeer, oversteer, understeer. And just in front of us, contact. And Sylvain Poussier is going to find himself in the barriers there. We've got to avoid him, so change the line mid-corner, not easy, while keeping the speed up into third place. And chasing for the final lap behind Gerald Fontenelle. Great view of how much the balance of the car changes from understeer to oversteer, mid-corner 2 or 3 times. You think the drivers have got it in a nice long smooth drift while they're constantly balancing it on and off the throttle, on and off the brakes, using the steering and taking the checkered flag in third. Well, here are the elite results for Andorra. Stefan von Tyre with 61 points, 6 ahead of Gerald Fontenelle. Julien Fabreur in third position, just 1 back. And day 1 is the entire classification here in Andorra, a 1-day meeting. Because of the weather, Stefan von Tyre now leading the standings by 13 from Sylvain Poussier, Jeremy Sahi, 2 behind in third position. Little step back then to Nathan Biel in 4th and Clementine Lost in 5th position. They all battle with Manuel Moinel and Louis Rousset, but the top 3 are definitely a step ahead after Andorra. Perfect weekend, says Stefan von Tyre. I got pole, my team, engineers, mechanics, they've all been perfect. Everything went well. We came here for fun and had fun, we won. So that's just perfect. And the title now is a realistic goal. Well, let's say we're going in the good direction. We led after Val Thorens. We leave here with an even bigger lead. So, yeah, of course, everything's possible. I'm just having a lot of fun, and we're going to try and make it happen. Cars on the snowy grid for the Elite Pro final. Kensan Giordano on pole position in the Sebastian Loeb Racing AS1. Sebastian Loeb himself drove that last time out and will do later in the season. Yann Erlaché on the outside the front row. Then Andreas Bakkerud starts in 3rd place. Benjamin Rivière is a non-starter from 4th place on the grid in the Peugeot 208. Christophe Ferrier, multiple electric champion, is the only starter on row 3 as well, because Nathaniel Berton is not there. So just the 4 cars, but still Kensan Giordano, the man on pole position, ahead of Yann Erlaché. So watch for the blue car on the right-hand side. I think he will be a constant thorn in the side of Giordano. Well, the grey, white and green machine in third place, driven by Andros Trophy. That was driven to victory by Stefan von Tyre earlier. Away we go. Giordano gets a good run, and not a great start for Jan Erlache. Really not a good start. Takes the inside line though. Holds off Andreas Bakerud and hangs on to second place. Number 6 machine, Christophe Ferrier, in fourth. That was driven into second place by Gerard Fontenelle. Again, you can see how much the gravel and tar underneath is being dragged away, bits falling off. Quentin Giordano's car already looked like a wheel arch liner getting spat out, and trouble for Christophe Ferrier. A half spin for him, so he drops back. It is now a 3-horse race, and up into second place has gone finally Jan Erlache. Held off Andreas Bakerud, but Quentin Giordano is away in the lead. Jan Erlache in second place, now trying to find his rhythm again. Andreas Bakerud in third place, keeping him honest. Can he close on the young man from Alsace? Giordano staying out front. And the marshals saying this away. There's a little bit of debris in the track. Green flags are still out though. Not sure that we're looking for a pass yet. Jan Erlache not able to keep the pace up with the Sebastian Loeb racing machine in front of him. Quentin Giordano has got about a second advantage and is hanging on to that. On to lap 3 of 4, and the snow that was blustering in when they were sitting on the grid has now vanished, so visibility is as good as it's going to get. Oh, and Giordano into the slush wall, so too though Erlache. Over the limit, both men, as they turned into the corner there, just running out of road. And that was an opportunity for Erlache, but he just couldn't take advantage, made the same mistake. Erlache in the Ivan Muller Racing blue machine, and out front Quentin Giordano in the red car run by Sebastian Loeb Racing. On to the final lap. Look at the wind blowing. See the flags down there at the flag stand. It's bitterly cold out. And Giordano working hard for his living. Now that's a much better run through the first turn. Sets it up for a tighter second element. Jan Erlache looking for some grip also. A little tighter line, but drifts out wide. Don't think that's going to find him much either. Quentin Giordano keeping his nose in front through the S's. And this is looking like a victory run all the way from pole position. Jan Erlache didn't make it into the Elite Pro Super Final. And so he's losing out on points for Superpole, losing out on points there as well. And he'll only finish in second place here. Checker flag is out. Victory for Quentin Giordano. Jan Erlache in second place. And in third place, Andreas Bakerud. So Christophe Ferrier some way back there. In fact, Ferrier only now crossing the line 11 seconds back. And that's what happens when you go off and into one of these icy snowbanks. Quentin Giordano made that look pretty straightforward. Sebastian Loeb Racing car winning from the machine of Jan Erlache. Erlache run by Ivan Muller, who, like Erlache, comes from Alsace-Lorraine, as does Sebastian Loeb. Final race of this Andorra weekend, the Elite Pro Super Final, and a pair of panaces on the front row of the grid. 48 points apiece so far this weekend for poleman Aurélien Panis and his dad Olivier on the outside the front row. 2 different cars, 2 different teams. Jean-Baptiste Bourg in third, Frank Lacourse in fourth, both on 44 points so far for the weekend. And they start ahead of Nico Prost and Olivier Pernod. So they are the top 6 drivers from the qualifying heats and from Superpole, where most points for the weekend are awarded, so those steps are just as critical as the glory here in the final. So getting ready to go, Aurélien Panis ahead of his dad Olivier. Olivier is going to take it very easy on his son. Of course he is, of course he isn't, not even remotely. He's there to beat everybody, and that means thrashing the kid as well. JB Dubourg and Franck Lagorce on row 2, Nico Prost and Olivier Pernot on row 3. Great start from Aurélien Panis, gets ahead of Olivier Panis. Third JB Dubourg, but look around the outside, here comes Franck Lagorce, got a really good start, trying to cut around the outside to the inside. All contact with Olivier Panis. Lagorce drifts out wide. Dubourg into Olivier Panis, and Aurélien Panis takes advantage and disappears. Well, there is your leader, Aurélien Panis, number 3. Olivier Panis in second, the white car with the little green highlights. Then third place, the turquoise Renault Zoe. And that is JB Dubourg, the number 1 plate on the side of his car, last year's champion. Fourth place, up to fourth, Nico Prost. Fantastic stuff from Nico Prost. Gets ahead of Franck Lagorce. Lagorce in trouble, I think, because Olivier Pernot in the Audi was trying to go by there as well. The white car with the yellow rear end. Aurélien Panis leads, Olivier Panis in second, then the 2 Renault Zoes, JB Dubourg, Nico Prost, third and fourth. Ahead of still Franck Lagorce in fifth, and he's fought off Olivier Pernot. So now then, can Olivier Panis in second place there, with the green highlights, escape that man, number 1, JB Dubourg, and close down the race leader in the Audi, his son Aurélien. See Olivier trailing a back bumper, that won't worry him whatsoever, even if he knows. Franck Lagorce with a little less of the body left on the space frame. Great view of the space frame there, of course. No big internal combustion engine under the bonnet or at the rear of the car anymore. It's all electric drivetrain, battery packs nice and low down to keep the centre of gravity very low. All of that weight from the batteries. Aurélien Panis leads. Olivier Panis sets it up for a big long drift. Tighter line in the second half of the corner. JB Dubourg still in third ahead of Nico Prost. Here comes what's left of Franck Lagorce's car. All the Germain bits, it's still got drive, brakes, steering. Just doesn't look as pretty as it used to. Aurélien Panis's does. Olivier Panis is a little less so, but he's right with his son now. Lap 3 of 4. And Olivier Panis is going to have to be in proper elbows out and in the barriers, Franck Lagorce. It looks like they may be a little bit more awry with the car. End of lap 3, final lap then for Aurélien Panis. Let's hope he doesn't catch Franck Lagorce's damaged car in a tricky position. JB Dubourg third, Nico Prost dropping back in fourth place into perhaps the clutches of Olivier Pernot. So it's a 1-2-3. Aurélien Panis, Olivier Panis, JB Dubourg. Jean-Baptiste Dubourg is not going to close enough. Yellow flags are out, no passing there. Olivier Panis right with Aurélien. They're trying to avoid the damaged car from Lagorce. They do, but that is going to compromise the line for all 3 of them. Aurélien Panis still in front on the last lap. And it's just the run out of the hairpin to the line. If he gets this halfway right, he is going to win. And it's going to be victory here in Andorra for Aurélien Panis, his second win of the season. Olivier Panis second, Jean-Baptiste Dubourg in third, then Nico Prost in fourth, and Olivier Pernot in fifth position. And don't forget, Aurélien Panis carrying 60 kilos of ballast after winning in Val Thorens on day 2. Well, that's a fantastic start to the season for Aurélien Panis. So Olivier Panis had the fastest lap, but JB Dubourg took it before the end, and that single point goes to his account. Franck Lagorce not looking overjoyed with himself. So confirmation then, Aurélien Panis, 48 points in qualifying plus 16 for winning the final, 64 points in total. His dad Olivier was tied after qualifying, one behind him in the final, 63 points. Jean-Baptiste Dubourg with the extra point for fastest lap, 59 points for him, ahead of Franck Lagorce and Nico Prost and Olivier Pernot. Those top 6, of course, going through into the super final. So, after 2 instalments of this year's championship as they head home for Christmas and the New Year, breathe as Aurélien Panis leads by 14 from the reigning champion Jean-Baptiste Dubourg. Jan Erlechet slipping away in third into the clutches of Olivier Panis and Nico Prost. And among the newcomers, Andros Trophy in 6th position. Strong start for the season for him. Well, there's the podium here in Andorra. Aurelien, Olivier and JB de Bourg, who moves up to 2nd. Aurelien saying, great show the front row with my dad. Hope that'll happen again. Little surprised by today. We won despite the ballast. Really happy though. The Santalok team did a great job. They really made the car work well. Very happy to head into Christmas with the yellow jersey. Well, next up is Isla 2000, Isla 2000. What about the handling of the electric cars? Is this key? A lot of drivers are learning how these things work, coming from normal gas-powered cars. Yeah, definite advantage to be driving this car last year, but it is very, very close. It's always tough to win. You need to have all the stars aligned. The team did a great job, we'll see in Isla, but it's been a great start to the season. Well done indeed to Aurelien Panis, our points leader. And that is it for Andorra. Round 3 of the Andros Trophy is after the festive season in Isla 2000. We'll see you there for all the action.
More to come after the break as we head to Springmount Raceway in North Queensland for the latest instalment of the Aeroflow Outlaw Nitro Funny Cars.